You guys have probably seen it on TV and stuff. Before every investigation, we walk through and we just kind of get a basic reading of EMF in the area. A lot of electrical will, make it spike. See, even see, okay. But and these all do the same thing. This is a digital one, and then it's a little basic one, but it just has like a little graph on it. And then what it does, it detects, the electromagnetic fields in the air. And a lot of times on the investigation, we'll ask, can you light up, 4 lights for a yes, 2 lights for a no? Well, we already know, like say for an example in here, we've already done a base reading, so we know, there's a couple spikes in here in certain areas, and we'll document that in a notebook and stuff. Well, then what happens is we start asking questions, and then if we start getting yes, no answers, then we start repeating over and over just to make sure that it's an accurate answer. And a lot of times we have audio to back that up as well. So, and same with this, with the digital one, we'll ask it just, make it go up to like 4.1 or 4.3 or 5, whatever. And this here, actually, I don't have a battery in it, but when you turn it on, it beeps. And when it gets maxed out, it'll do the same thing. It'll beep. So we'll ask it to make it beep. And this is actually one of the lower priced ones, and this is like one of the first pieces of equipment we started with that we got off the internet. But
I'm sure you guys are all familiar with digital voice recorders. We use them throughout the investigations. You can leave them on all the time, set them somewhere. You have a camera set up, something like that. You let it run. Otherwise, you can use it during the investigation to ask questions. You can listen for responses as you ask the questions, or you can wait until you get done and then you can go through all your evidence and see if you caught anything. A lot of times what I've done in the past when I've done investigations on my own is if I ask a question, I think I hear something, I think I saw something, I'll just say something into the camera that way, or into the microphone, so that I know when I'm listening to it. If there's nothing there, there's nothing. If there's something there, at least I can check into it further. There's a few different ones. Some are more sensitive than others. It's just kind of trial and error. Luckily, he's guided me to a better one than what I had, so we'll see if it does any better.
I have a full spectrum camera. I don't know if you've seen it on TV, but like the pictures will come out pink like that, but it's taking pictures in a whole different frame. Like we only see up to a certain level in the color spectrum. So this takes above that level where the energy is more easily seen. So I have that piece of equipment, and you saw me playing around with this little thing before. It's a laser grid.
Laser grid, yeah.
Oh, cool.
You have different settings you can put it at depending. And what happens is we can set this up, and it's supposed to be, how see how my hand is taking out some of the green light. It makes it easier to see shadows or see if somebody's walking in front of the beam of light. And this little handy dandy thing is so cheap, but it is a paranormal investigator's essential tool. Basically, the flashlight. That's right. You can utilize this to help you have a conversation with the spirit. Turn it on for yes, turn it off for no. If you have 2, it's even better because they can pick which one they want to be yes and which one they want to be no. But a fun little fact too, this little laser grid right here was actually used in an episode of Ghost Hunters. So.
Where do you get those laser grids?
You can go online to different...
It's like GhostStop.
GhostStop.com, right. And this one right here is relatively inexpensive. It's about $28.95 or $30 maybe.
I think they even went down in price now since then. But.
Yeah. These little babies are cheap. And what else? I wanted to kind of go off of what he was saying. When you use your voice recorder, you want to tag, like where you might think you hear something, but also tag, like if somebody passes gas, we don't want to say,
or if you whisper.
Yeah, you want to say, that was me. And nobody's going to laugh at you, whatever. I know it's kind of funny, but it's serious. Because when you're listening back to it, you're, what's that noise? You're like,
they pick up everything. The recorder is so sensitive. We'll be in that hangar. If you were to be on your phone over there, we'll be able to hear it. it's so clear. So I mean, like if you're whispering, just let us know. So that way when we listen back to the audio, just say, hey, that was me whispering. So that way
Yeah.
we know it's not anything.
You kind of want to talk in the level that he's talking at now.
Right.
And when you're in the dark, you have a tendency to want to whisper, like, that. But that's how your EVPs are going to come across, so you don't want to get them confused. So the level that he's actually talking at, I'm talking too loud, actually. But the level that he's talking at, you want to talk, say, hey, is anybody here? What's your name?
Well, and then that kind of depends too. I mean, I guess with some of the stuff, like when we get out there and you'll see, I mean, sometimes like you've seen on the North Platte investigation when we went there, I mean, sometimes we'll just be like, we'll say it loud, is there anybody here?
Right.
And just so that, I mean, there's different levels that you do, but yeah, it's either way, I guess it doesn't really matter how you really talk, I guess. But also, and then what I was going to say before we get off the laser grid, this here is actually the millimeter, and it also has shadow detection on it. So even though our eyes can't see the changes in the darkness, this will detect it, and it'll make noises as well. And the laser grid actually goes, it's just a pointer. You take the grid actually off of it, and it shines into the end of this. And then what you'll do is, and you'll see it when we set it up, there'll be like a green light across. And then if you were to walk through it, touch it, or it'll beep and do different things. And then you can ask it, hey, can you make it beep 3 times? And we've had that happen. So, and it's just, and it also can detect temperature instantly, and it'll let you know on temperature changes, and also kind of like the K2 as well.
So you can buy all this on ghoststop.com?
Yeah, I think a lot of it's on ghoststop.com, and then there's other sites that I used to get stuff from, but I think one of them, I think pretty much everything's on ghoststop.com, but I know there's one out there